Hey guys, Chop It On here, and Monday morning, MLB Made Easy. We are going to dive into contest selection and show you which contests might be more profitable than others. Today's a 4-game slate in MLB on Monday, and I think it's a perfect opportunity to take a while, kind of a broader view of contests and make sure you're putting your money in the right ones. Because in a 4-game slate, it's a pretty good size. It allows us to kind of pigeonhole the chalk a little bit, know where it's going to go, know where it's coming from, and then make smart contrarian choices. Meaning you've got a shot today to gain some real leverage on a 20-game slate or a 15 or a 12-game slate or whatever. When you're dealing with 20 some odd offenses, you really don't have a shot at leverage. You're kind of choosing the best among the top 3 to 5 choices, which all have a chance of being the nuts. You can't predict it because they're all so close together mathematically that it really is just rolling the dice. But on a shorter, smaller slate, you really can get some separation and you can really take some chances that pay off. Let's make sure we're doing that in the right places. So I'm not going to use the research station today. This was just a background to kind of get you going. I'm going to dive into FanDuel and my calculator, and we're going to bust this baby up. So when I see the calculator here, slide him down over here little ways. Maybe I push him over here today. Let's do that. So what I'm going to do is go to the MLB tab, and I'm sorted by entry fee, right? So if I wanted to look at what I'm looking at when it comes to prizes, I look at a couple of numbers, and I think everybody should. I'm looking at how many cash, where's that top 1% going to get me in terms of a buy-in multiplier, and what's the top 10th of 1% going to get me? And, I'm not going to win a 167,000 person tournament. I need to get over myself and realize that's just not going to happen very often. If once every couple of years, if even then, in theory, if you got a 1 in 167,000 shot at winning this thing, if everybody's skill level is equal. And of course, not all of our skill levels are equal. So maybe yours is a little bit lower than that. Maybe yours is a little bit higher than that, but it isn't like 1 in 100 or even 1 in 500. You're not going to enter, win this thing every 500 slates you play or every 500 lineups you put in there. It's just not possible. It's just too big. There's too much luck involved, too much random luck involved. You're hoping to catch it right, make better decisions than everybody else, and give yourself better than a 1 in 167,000 shot at winning this thing, and in which case you should be profitable. If you can last 167,000 tries, that's what people are missing in this industry. And people come into me and say, I don't understand why I'm not winning. You haven't given it enough time yet. You're playing too much of your bankroll. You just don't understand the bigger picture of the game here, just the basic math of it. And that's a problem because nobody really teaches it except some of us inside DFSArmy.com. But I'm going to look at 50,000 people on the calculator, and I'm going to divide that into 167,664, provided this contest fills 29.8% of people get paid. It's a pretty good number. You want over 20%. Up 30% is great. And then I'm going to look at the 1% mark. I'm going to move the decimal place over 2 spots and 1,676th place. So in here at 20 cents, that's 4x your nickel. That's not good. You produced a 1 out of 100 lineup, a top 1% lineup across the industry, and you only got 4 nickels for it. You ain't gonna build a bankroll that way. You need to be in, if you can produce those lineups, you need to be in 100-man leagues that pay $25 on the dollar. 25x instead of 4x makes a big difference to your bankroll. Okay, and those are little 3 max jobs. If we look a little bit deeper and go to the top 10th of 1%, slide decimal place over 1 more, 167th place. You've just created a lineup better than 99.9% of the world. And you got yourself 50 cents. 10x. That's not good, man. These things are so top heavy. That's why these are lottery tickets. You still have to beat 167 people. You still have to beat 99.9% of the world and then beat a 100-man league type situation with everybody who had a good night also. Good luck, Charlie. It ain't gonna happen. So is this a sucker tournament? No, it's a supplement to what you might already be doing. Okay? I mean, if you do get past all that and you win, and I've won it, you get up to, 4th place, 16th place. I've won those. I've done that just in the past month or two. And I won it way earlier in the year. You got $350 in your bank account in nickels. I mean, that's a big, big deal. But it was also a damn lottery ticket to do it. Okay? So let's bail out of there and let's go looking at the next tournament. Let's come down here maybe to the quarters. You're going to find the same general structure when I look at the quarters. Smaller tournament though. Now look, here's general ratios. If I'm 57,000 people versus 167,000 people, I basically win this thing and I'm still going to place about third in the nickels. I might not win the nickel. Okay? That's how crazy it is to win the nickel. 57,000, that's why it's hard and that's why it's actually pretty honorable to win it. People complain about people that don't play for big money, but you go try and beat 167,000 people. When you do that, you did good. 57,485, 17,250 pay. So 17,250 divided by 57,485, 30%, 29.8% versus 30%, whatever. Same damn tournament. Come over 2 decimal spots, 574th, and you get $1. 4x. Same shit, different day. Go over one more slot, the 57th. Then now you're sitting on $4. That's 8x as opposed to 10x. Okay, but now here, now it's 16x as opposed to 10x. My bad. 16x versus 10x. So it's better. Why? You're getting closer to the top. So the closer you get to the top, the fewer people you got to fight. Instead of having to beat 167 people from this point on, I only have to beat 67 or 57 people from here on out. It's going to be easier for me to climb and get deeper, 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 deeper into the money. I'm out of these little ranges for the most part, and each big hit that my guy produces jumps me up another category, and I get closer and closer to the top, unlocking more and more and more money, right? That's the idea. But if we come down and play an even smaller tournament, let's go find a single entry. 7,142 people, right? 1,785 get paid. So 1,785 divided by 7,142, 25%. So 5% of people don't get paid. That cuts off the money at the bottom end a little bit from paying so damn many people. It might make it a little bit better tournament towards the top. Maybe it's more balanced. Maybe it's more top heavy. You never know unless you do the math. So we slide the decimal place over 2 spots to 71st. Now all of a sudden you made some hay. You're in top 10 of 1%. You've only got 70 more people to beat. Okay? So if I'm sitting at 71st, I'm sorry, top 1%, and you've only got 71 people to beat. But now 6x. Is 6x better than 4x? If I'm going to hit the top 1% the same amount of the time, would I rather get paid 4x or would I rather get paid 6x? What's going to help my bankroll over time? 6x. Better tournament. Why? Fewer people. But if I come over one more decimal place to 7th place, 30x as opposed to 16x. Why? Again, closer to the top. I've only got 7 people to beat. If I get to this point, 99.9% of the world I just beat, top 10th of 1%, what do I have left to do? I've only got 6 donkeys to beat as opposed to 167 in the nickel. Which tournament am I actually going to win more often? This one. Now, I know it's not a nickel, it's $1, but you're going to win it more often. I know it's a single entry. It's going to take you years to win this thing, whereas when you're dumping 150 lineups into the nickel, I'm going to be chunking off, let's say 150 games in a year is a baseball season. I'm entering a season every night in the nickel. I'm only entering a season once a season in the single entry tournaments. So tell me which one I'm going to have more success in. It's actually this one, but which one am I actually going to win more often? Probably the nickel, because I'm cranking off so damn many lineups at a time. I'm taking so many shots at it versus one little single bullet at a time. If you came at me with a little handgun, single shooter, whatever, yeah, you might get me. But if I come at you with an Uzi, I'm going to mow your shit down. That's the compounding power of MME versus single entry. But the single entry contest is great. The structure of it is just fine. If I slide down a little further to the $2 single entry, 1,785 people. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're talking about something winnable. Pays top 420. 420. Oopsie. 420 divided by 1785. 23.5%. Worst yet. Worst one to cash in yet. But I can still win it. Get to 17th place at the top 1% lineup. And I'm going to unlock 7.5x, almost 8x. So pretty good. And I've only got another 20 people to beat. Come off to the 99.9% mark. I'm 1.7th place or second place. It's 150. It's a 75x return. And I've only got one more dude to beat to win it. I can win it on a low lineup if I get lucky. I can win it on something that should have placed second, third, or fourth, but something that would have been in the same ratio, second, third, or fourth in the nickels or something like that. But I can win this thing because if that other guy in the nickel with the really, really, really high score, or one of the 50 guys that would have beat me over here didn't play over here, I can be the winner. That's the whole stinking goal, man. So, come down here to the $5 single entry tournament. I mean, you can calculate it here if you want to. You can calculate it anywhere. I'm just throwing some examples at you. Multi-entry versus single entry. 952 people. Do you see my theme here? So if I do 226 out of 952, 24%, 23.7%. Come over 2 spots to 9.5th or 10th place. I'm sitting on 8x again. See that ratio? You can get 6 and 8x in these tournaments for a 1% lineup as opposed to 4x. If you want to step it up, and you've got the bankroll to do it, step it up. Recommended, 1 to 2% of your bankroll. A lot of people are starting to talk about that now. Everybody used to say 10%. That's when the games were so soft that true idiots were out there playing these games and making horrible lineups and creating tons and tons of dead money. Those days are over, man. With the increased skill and the increased ability, competition is tougher, volatility is higher, your bankroll needs to be larger, or you need to be playing underneath your bankroll more to last through the variance. That is just, again, bankroll management 101. But again, if I'm 1/10 of 1%, I win this thing. So $400. These are the principles by which you should be doing the math to calculate which tournaments you should be putting your money into. And on top of that, there's nothing wrong with playing $5 in this and putting, another $5 of nickels out there for $100 or for 100 lineups at $5. Nothing wrong with that. Don't let people tell you otherwise. But you need to have the bankroll to be able to supply $10 a day or so. Okay? These are the things we talk about inside DFSArmy.com. We can put you in the right contest, but you have to track your contest, track your results. You have to keep track of where you place. How often do you create a 50% lineup? Do you know that? How often do you create a 30% lineup? Do you know that? How often do you create a top 1% lineup? Do you know that? I create one 4% of the time. So even though I'm not doing great, 96% of the time I fail, I'm still producing a top 1% lineup 4% of the time, ahead of the natural average, right? 1 out of 100, 1%. So I'm profitable in 100-man leagues. I'm profitable in some of these single entry things. It just may take me forever to realize it. I don't care. Now that I know that, I can just put my nose to the grindstone and just build the best lineups I can. Learn along the way. Practice using the tools. Practice incorporating different theories, different things. But I already know that I've proven I have a skill advantage over this game. It's just I can't beat the variance. But you know what? The variance also can't beat you. It's a mental game. And that's what coaching helps you do. That's what our talking and discussions helps you do at DFSArmy.com. If you're the kind of player that would benefit from results like this or from talking and discussions like this and help keep your mind straight, help keep your head on your shoulders straight, you need our help. Use coupon code preseason. Take 50% off your first month, 10% every month thereafter. Jump in here and start talking DFS. NFL, NBA, baseball, doesn't matter. Hockey, golf, NASCAR, MMA, I don't care. We got the coaches set up for you. And we can find that niche and we can find that edge for you. But you have to come in, you have to take a leap of faith. You have to trust me enough to give us a shot and let us prove it to you. You come in here, you start asking questions, we'll start answering your questions, and before long, you'll have yourself figured out and your game will hit a new level. That much I can promise you. Take care, folks. We'll see you on Tuesday.